Today on the Cristopolis Show, I have the honor of interviewing Blahzay. The East New York legend became known around the world with his iconic anthem, Danger. He's released multiple albums, and in addition to his own catalog, he has been making moves around the world with new music coming out of Asia, France, the Middle East, and more. We're going to bring him in and talk to him about all the stuff that he's working on now and his journey in hip-hop. Let's bring him in.
Yeah, live at the Oracle Lounge. What's good?
Good, my brother. Thank you so much. Talk to us about the Oracle Lounge. I want to make sure that we capture that and that we put the Oracle Lounge out there for people in Brooklyn, New York, and around the world.
Yep.
Where's the Oracle at located?
Yeah. They got an Instagram. What's the Instagram here?
Oracle_Lounge.
Oracle_Lounge.
Perfect. In Brooklyn?
In Brooklyn, in East New York, man. It's crazy.
That's so dope, my man.
No.
I've had some technical malfunctions on my end. I go in, I'm like, what's going on? Instagram had an update. I'm prayerful that I made the update and that's it, that this is smooth. My apologies to you. You are such a professional. Thank you so much.
It's all good, man. It's all good, man. This
Thank
is
you,
power
brother.
doing
Thank
here,
you.
man.
Man, we talked about, and I want to make sure we capture this because it's so important. You've been making major moves. In Thailand, you've been working with Titanium, a group that's big in Asia and is about to make major moves around the world. Talk to us about what you got going on in Thailand.
Yo, like I said, with Thailand, it's crazy. You know, the thing about what I learned, it's not just Thailand, it's Thai people. It's the Thai people around the world. You know what I'm saying? It's Thai people where you at in California. It's Thai people everywhere.
Yeah, I got Thai Town out here. They got the Thai Town.
Right. So that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? And it's about just hip hop showing its diversity. You know what I'm saying? And I've been blessed to be a part of it. And we got big things happening in the future, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to Carlo. Shout out to the DJ Buddha and everybody, man. It's about to get crazy, man.
That's so dope. Is the project in Thailand coming out in 2025?
The project's coming out in 2025. The Titanium album, which is that group, and also me and Genghis Khan doing a Brooklyn to Bangkok album.
Crazy. So in this Genghis Khan, for the people who aren't familiar with him outside, in the United States, is he a producer? Is he an MC? Is he an MC and producer?
Yo, he's one of the hottest producers in the world, not just Thailand. He's one of the hottest producers, but he does produce all of Titanium's music.
Got it.
Word.
That's so dope, man. And you also mentioned that you got some projects that you're working on, not only in Thailand, but in Europe. And you're popping off in France, where hip-hop is massive in France.
It's massive, man. Yo, it's massive. Yeah, so I'm combining a lot of that Brooklyn boom bap with some French rappers. And just like that's the scene, not just with French rappers, but I had traveled to France for the Olympics. So while I was in France, I had a vibe. My vibe that I was there when I was in France, I just documented it, and now I'm making an album that's based on my experience in the field, the way I was feeling in France, you know what I'm saying, in Paris. So that's going to be this real closest project that's going to be released top of the year.
That's so dope. Because that's the first time they had breakdancing in the Olympics too. It's like they're really into the hip hop.
Right. First time they had breakdancing. And what you thought about that though? What you thought about what some people thought was a mockery? How you felt about that?
I really appreciate, and I love that, it's amazing to me that it took France to do it. You know what I'm saying? That they introduced it into the Olympics. But I love that.
The female breakdancer Gun. What you thought about her? What you thought about her performance?
I think that I appreciate the attention that it got more attention, I think, because of it brought a lot of eyes. It brought people like Rocksteady Crew to comment on it and all that. Her whole thing was garbage, right? Like right. That's not the skill, right? But I appreciate, how they say no, like whether it's good publicity or bad publicity, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Like it got
Right.
people talking about it. It got people angry. It got crazy legs to come on Instagram and talk about it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
in that sense, I appreciate it instead of it being just so easy. You know what I'm saying? Just like it created some waves. So from that, you know, from a marketing perspective, it was perfect. From the art, that's not the art of b-boying. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Definitely. I feel you on that.
When you were in France, did you get a chance to see any of the breakdancing?
Yeah. I seen some of the break. I didn't go to none of the competitions.
Yeah.
Because I had to prepare for performance afterwards.
Yeah.
But I really think that as maybe the talent level wasn't as there, but this was the biggest watched Olympics ever.
Yeah.
And her name was just ringing all around everybody. You know,
Everywhere.
You had like 5-year-old kids that wanted to break dance because of Ray Gunn. You know what I'm saying? You had like, you know, grandmothers, everybody felt the connection to breakdance.
Yeah.
And I thought that was special. You know what I'm saying? Even though it wasn't as talented as we used to see or traditionally what breakdancing has to offer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it still moved it to another level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It still moved the ball, and I appreciate that, man. That's what it is.
Now, what I hope is that breakdancing continues to be in the Olympics and that it becomes increasingly more competitive in the Olympics. I think that's really dope.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think it will. I mean, I think, you know, the people that don't want it there are going to use Ray Gunn as an excuse to take hip-hop out.
Yeah.
Yo, regardless, hip-hop is here to stay, man.
Yo, but you know where the next Olympics is at, right?
The what?
You know where the next Olympics is at? In L.A.
Right here. That's what I'm saying.
So you know,
so that's what's gonna
the B-boys got to come out.
That's what's going to be crazy because I feel like that's what breakdancing and dancing was about, stopping the gang violence. You know what I'm saying? So
that's how this all started. This is how hip-hop started.
Right. So to be in LA, it's going to be a showdown, man. We got to do something. Look forward to getting with you too, man, and create some events during that time period, man.
I love that. I'm right here downtown, my brother. I'm going to share all my info with you when we get off. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, let's get it, man. Let's do something. Let's bring the Thai community. Let's bring everybody together, man, and get together for hip-hop.
Oh, I love that. I love that energy. Hip-hop is such a unifying force.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we got our work cut out for us, man, but let's get it, man.
I love that, brother. We talked about the album you got coming out with, you know, your brothers out in Thailand. We talked about what you got going on in France, right? In the build-up, in the promo to this, and I think whenever you work on something, you have one of the biggest records in hip-hop of all time, Danger, right? To make sure we capture that and to capture that story, which I'm sure you told many times, can you talk to us about how that record came together between you and P.F. Cuttin and how it launched your career?
Yo, I mean, that came from failure. That came from, like, you know, you trying to get onto the industry, you trying to get out there, the hunger, you know what I mean? So, you know, you can go with failure, then boom, everything just come together just like that, boom. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was about. It was about failure. That's how you get success. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's how I really look at that music and that album. The album is a classic because of the struggle we went through.
That's good. It is a classic album. People know Danger, but there's so many songs. Pain I Feel, Good Cop, Bad Cop, Blah, 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 Danger Part 2. I mean, there's so many records on that classic album.
They got it, man. You know, I was in Colombia, right? And they was about to riot because I didn't perform Good Cop, Bad Cop. You know, the police had to come and shut it down. So they getting it. It's just not on a commercial platform. But they get it. They know what it is, man. And it's like, that's something that album has been successful,
That's dope,
you know,
man.
release. But I think that the way the industry sells music and how they want your first week of success and what's your numbers the first week, that's not that kind of album. But it's an album that's going to last throughout the years and it's going to keep on selling continuously a whole lifetime.
That's dope. That's so good.
Heard.
Yeah. You know, what's interesting, you talked about failure, and I know that you started in music at a young age, right? You come from a family of creatives and musicians. I know you had siblings that rapped, but talk to us a little bit about your dad was in the music also. Can you talk to us about that family music that you came up in that household around music?
Yeah, my pops was a gospel singer. You know what's so crazy? Like my pops and his sister, they from South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? And the reason they came to New York, they was chasing Whitney Houston's family. Whitney Houston's mother and Whitney Houston's aunts, they was like going in competitions and contests with them.
Wow.
So that's what brought them to New York, doing the gospel singing. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy. That was something that was like, I can really appreciate now when I seen what Whitney Houston developed into. You know what I mean?
That's amazing. So you grew up in a household where having musicians in the house, going to band practice, having a big show that they were preparing for. You grew up around that.
None of that. None of that. My pops developed into a businessman. He was one of Brooklyn's biggest businessmen in Brooklyn.
Wow.
You know, so once he got to Brooklyn, he turned on another switch and became one of the biggest businessmen in Brooklyn as far as car dealership, auto parts. You know what I'm saying? So it was like it switched to another story, but it's a legendary story. Like before me, everybody knew my pops in Brooklyn.
That's so interesting.
So my pops is legendary.
That's
Phil,
so cool. Yeah.
You know, getting city contracts and stuff like that, working with the city, major city contracts. My pops was doing that like while I was still an infant. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So yeah, it was like I was able to come up and put my friends onto the business. You know what I'm saying? And hire my friends to be a part of my pop's business. So it was like legendary before even danger even happened. You know what I'm talking about?
Wow. Well, and I know that you rolled with some of the legends of hip hop. Like I know you were tight with Guru and the whole Gangstar Foundation.
Oh,
And
Premier, everything, man.
like in Soliloquy of Chaos.
Who?
Soliloquy of Chaos.
Right. Out loud.
That's you, right? They talking about you.
Yeah, exactly. So that was me and Guru, we was like, it was a crazy bond we had, you know what I'm saying? With him and DJ Premier, man. Shout out to Premier. Shout out to J. Rule. You know what's a crazy story? I was in Europe, I was in Holland, right? Let me show you the power and the energy we got. I slipped off the tour and went into Holland. I was in France. I slipped off and went into Holland, Amsterdam. I was in a club in Amsterdam. I said, this club is hot. Let me walk outside for a second. I walked outside, and walking down the block was J. Rule, the motherfucking Damage. Walking down the block.
It's a small world.
Small world, like 3 seconds. As soon as I stepped out, another East New Yorkian, another Brooklyn head, you know what I'm saying, another legend was walking down the street. I was like, yo, what up? What you doing here? And that was something crazy, man. So, the energy is crazy, man. Word.
And what's so cool is that you knew J. Rule before they sampled, the Easters in the House for the record, right?
Hood. Me and J. Rule from the same hood. Me and J. Rule, I like to feel that I introduced J. Rule into music.
Wow.
Because I used to do performance locally, and J. Rule was holding me down, a part of that whole movement. You know what I'm saying? So me and J. Rule was like, we go way back from kids, man. From like doing dumb, stupid shit in the streets as kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Wilding in the streets of East
wild,
New York.
wilding in the streets before the music.
Wow.
Dude right there.
That's so dope. That's so dope.
Right.
There's another name that we had talked about earlier that I wanted to make sure we capture this. Al Scratch has also been, you know, making moves. And I know that you and Al Scratch were working together on Get On Board. Can you talk to us about that?
Yo, Al Scratch just had a birthday party last night. Shout out to Al Scratch. His birthday party was ridiculous. It was great. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Al, we was label mates. We was on the same label. So when we was on the label, they tried to distance us.
Wow.
Because they didn't want us formulating a plan to win, and they wanted to be in control. So when we was on the label in the 90s, they distanced us. But we was able to get up together and just do some major things, man. We started a tour in South America. You know what I'm saying? And that was incredible. We went from Colombia to Brazil, and it was just, you know, to come together and take that whole essence of what Mercury was doing in the 90s.
Yeah.
South America was crazy, man.
That's so dope.
Yeah, it was crazy, man.
That's so dope. That's so dope.
Dude, man, Al Scratch is my guy, man. I just actually, before we spoke, I just got off the phone with him.
That's dope. That's so dope. We talked about a lot of the international moves that you're making. Thailand, France. You got another album in addition to the Titanium, which is a solo album with Genghis Khan, super producer out of Thailand. Right. As you know, we talk about everything you're working on. Are there any other projects that you want to share with the public? Any music videos and things like that?
Yeah, well, right now I got those albums that I'm focused on right now, which is a thing we call God Frequency. You know what I'm saying? Which is like, you just got to hear it. It's something different. You know, we're going in a different direction in hip hop. You know, I work with one of my legends growing up, one of my icons growing up, which is Kool G Rap. Kool G Rap is going to be on the project. Me and him got like a crazy banger. You know what I'm saying? That's on a God Frequency.
Yeah.
Which is something hip hop. So we wanted to do something different. And you know, that's what it's going to be, man. It's going to be something real different, real exciting. And I'm looking forward to it, man. We, you know, people hearing this big record I got with Kool G, with a lot of artists, man. I don't even want to put out there yet, man.
I know, I'm trying, because see, I always want to be respectful of I think there's a lot of mystique that's missing from music. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like it's important to kind of like keep some of that. You know what I'm saying? But what I did want to ask was, you've worked with so many legends. You know, we've been over here like name dropping, right? We're talking about Al Scratch. We're talking about the Guru. We're talking about, you know, all of these legends. Is, you know, being from New York, being from East New York, with so many iconic, you know, MCs and producers have come out of, is there somebody you haven't had a chance to work with yet that would be dope to work with?
Let me see. I think me and AZ. That's something that's like, it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
And AZ's still very active.
Right. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to doing like an East New York album.
That'd be dope.
You know what I'm saying? Even I was a part of Hip Hop 50 last year.
Yeah, because you performed at the Hip Hop 50.
Right. So people from Hip Hop 50 was telling me they want to hear an East New York album. With Group Home, J. Rue the Damager, you know, AZ, and you know, so I'm like, I'm gonna work to try to make that happen, man.
Yeah. For those of us that don't live in Brooklyn, right? Would Master Ace fall into like East New York?
With who?
Master Ace.
What about him?
Would he fall into East New York? Is that not East New York?
Ace, that's my dude. Shout out to Master Ace. He's from Brownsville.
Yeah.
That's like the neighboring community next to East New York.
Got it. It's like it's right on the border.
Right on the borders, man. And I had what I was telling you about my business.
Yeah.
The business was in Brownsville, right next to Master Ace, where he grew up, which was Howard Projects.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel blessed to be a part of Brownsville community too. You know, growing up in Brownsville along with East New York. You feel me?
Absolutely.
Word.
So
shout out to Master Ace. Shout out to everybody in B-Ville, MOP. You know, it's what it is. You know, Smoother Hustler, everybody, man. Helter Skelter. You know what I'm saying? Word. Smith and Wesson. It's crazy.
yeah, crazy talent in Brooklyn. So it's like a mecca of hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
God, man.
Absolutely.
So, right now, we got a lot of the gatekeepers that was in our way from days in the past.
Yeah.
So it's like excited to see what we can create right now, man.
That's so dope. That's so dope. Yeah, my bro. I'm glad that we got a chance to talk about what you got working on with the Titanium coming out of Thailand. You're really opening up internationally. There's also the producer Genghis Khan that you're going to be dropping an album with. You've got work that you got going on in France and in Europe. Hip-hop's taking you all over the world. I want to make sure that people know how to connect with you and where the best place to connect with you is at. Can you share with us like where you're most active?
Where I'm what?
Most active.
I think where I'm most active is probably I think at different times. It depends what the release is at.
Yeah.
So I'm most active in my own hood. That's where I'm really, you know what I'm saying? Like I told you, I'm out at the Oracle Lounge. We got an event going on tonight. We just had a crazy event 2 Saturdays ago. That was major. We had all the political players there, the mayor's office, the assemblymen, all the local political people that came there and supported. And it was a crazy event, man. We brought Melissa Morgan. She's like a classic R&B singer with Fonda Ray. We brought Force MDs. These are like classic people in Brooklyn hip hop.
Yeah.
And New York and just music in general. You know what I'm saying? So they all came to my local neighborhood and we tore it up. We had like 1,500 people in the street partying. Shout out to DJ Watkins, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Was it like a fundraiser? Was it like a fundraiser?
Yeah, it was a fundraiser, not a fundraiser, but it was just an event for the neighborhood.
Yeah.
But what had happened is the event was so successful that that's going to be the new sound stage in Brooklyn and New York. You know what I'm saying? Next year, you know, we're going to be doing it every week and bringing in different major artists every week to come and be a part of the East New York culture, the Brooklyn culture, and be a part of music, you know, really like putting the music and the business, everything on our back, really like it ain't gonna die. We got a lot of events going on that, you know, everybody's hearing about, that they feel like the music business is dying. But really, it's just getting started.
That's dope, man.
And we really excited about the future, you know what I'm saying? Like I told you, we got that big sound stage coming to Brooklyn with DJ. It's about to be crazy, man.
Have you, because you know you're doing so much work abroad, have you thought about once everything's released with Titanium and the album with Genghis Khan, bringing up the Brooklyn?
Yeah, that's happening. That, you know, I had just did a show last year with the boy Way, which is a major Thai artist. You know what I'm saying? No, that's going to happen. That happens all the time. You just got to for it. It's packed events, it's sold out events. So like I told you, it's not about Thailand, it's about the Thai community.
Yeah.
So the Thai community is in New York, so they always come out and they always support. You know, shout out to everybody from Thailand, you know, the Thai community, man.
That's dope. Yeah, we're definitely going to build. I'm going to give you all my info because the Thai community is crazy here in LA too. This is a whole Thai town. That's where you go when you want that flavor, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Let's do it, man.
Absolutely, my brother.
Make that happen.
Absolutely, my bro. Blahzay, thank you so much for your patience at the beginning of this whole thing.
Thank you, man. Thank you for showing that love to hip hop, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, man. Let's keep it going, man. Let's make it happen, bro.
Absolutely, my brother. New album with Titanium. Blahzay's got stuff happening around the world. Global player, but doing it in the community also.
Let's get it.
Absolutely, my brother. Blahzay, it's been an honor. Thank you so much, my bro.
No doubt, man. Peace out.
Peace.